Hello, this is AstrologerCoach Sonja Francis, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming new moon in 11 degrees of Aquarius, which will be on January 30th at 4:39 p.m. East Coast time in the US, which is also New York time, or 1:39 p.m. West Coast time in the US, which is also LA time. Now, the new moon is always a time where we want to set new moon intentions and we want to kind of get the feel for what we want to accomplish for this new moon cycle. And I'll talk a little bit more about those intentions at the end of the video. But let's talk first about what Aquarius is about. What is that energy, or the Aquarian energy for this month? Now, Aquarius is very much about a vision for our future, a vision that is serving the collective, that is serving the whole, a vision that we can connect to on an individual level, that we feel jazzed up about, so that we can create a better future for ourselves and for others. And so we're able to connect to other people, we're able to collaborate, we're able to see that everybody's equal, and we're striving for progress, for making progress on the collective level. Now, one of the things you can ask yourself is, where are you called to make a difference in your life right now, and in your personal life, but also in the life of this planet and the collective? Now, Uranus, which is the planet that belongs to Aquarius, that rules Aquarius, is making a T-square with Venus, Pluto, and Jupiter at the time of the new moon. And so this is kind of a very energetic placement for Uranus. We're definitely being invited to think outside the box, but not only think outside the box, but also kind of live outside the norm and what we've done before. So we're really wanting to break out of our normal routines and the things that we've been conditioned into. And we also want to make adjustments. We want to find creative solutions. We definitely want to be flexible this lunar month, and we want to see how can we make some shifts and changes so we can get to that vision, so we can get to that place where we feel we can really make a positive impact in the world. Now, one of the things that's also happening with this new moon is that the new moon actually squares the point of the solar eclipse that happened in November 2013. So this eclipse that took place in November was very much about going deeper in our experience of empowering ourselves and really finding that place of authenticity and empowerment from within. And so this new moon is sort of like a turning point, where between this eclipse and the next eclipse in May. And so we're really, because it's squaring the eclipse point, we're really needing to look and see, have we been doing the work? Have we been really feeling completely empowered from within? And have we been taking responsibility for our part that we're playing in the world? And if we have, then this is the time now on an individual level to really step into creating that change and making these improvements for our future. So this is very essential, that we're really just looking to see, are we at that point where we're able to affect change in the world, and have we been looking into getting more empowered from within? Now, the aim here is definitely wholeness. Of course, we need to embrace all of who we are, and this is really also part of the message of this new moon, because once we can really become whole, we can shine our light more bright, we can be more visible in the world, we can walk taller and be who we are without needing to suppress anything, without needing to compensate for anything. We can just be fully and completely ourselves, and through that authenticity, we can really affect the change that we want to affect in the world. And this really needs to happen like one human at a time. This needs to happen one heart at a time. So we're needing to take responsibility for our part in this, because we're part of the whole, and we're part of this process where we're making the world a better place, each one of us. And so, of course, if you have a strong Aquarius in your birth chart, or strong Uranus, or you have lots of planets in the 11th house, then you're definitely part of that. You definitely a strong part of that agent of change that is trying to make the world a better place. But for each one of us, we're really needing to look and see how can we empower ourselves more fully so that we can create the change that we want to see in the world, right? And each one of us is definitely playing an essential part in this. Now, one thing that you can ask yourself is, where is my heart nudging me to go? What is my internal message? What am I trying to accomplish here? And one way to do this is to really take time out this month to reflect, take time to really attune into any insights that are coming from the universe or that are coming from your higher self that you're trying to connect to, so that you can make this leap forward, so that you can really make these changes in your life. And one of the things, of course, with Uranus being part of that T-square as well, is that the solution point is in Libra. So what you really want to ask yourself is not what others can do for you, but what you can do for others. And because when we do for others, when we're in this Libra energy where we're collaborating and we're connecting to other people, we are in turn always doing something for ourselves as well. It's this whole thing of, we're all connected, we're all interconnected, and so this is part of this new moon as well, is being able to connect to other people and collaborate. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is that Jupiter-Pluto opposition that's part of that T-square with Uranus. And this Jupiter-Pluto opposition becomes exact right after the new moon is taking place. And this is for the second time already in the past 6 months. The last time was in August. And it will become exact again for the third time in April, in the end of April. But we feel this opposition very strong from now until May 10th of this year. So this is going to be a very strong part of what we're experiencing in these next several months. And this aspect provides us with a chance to transform any kind of belief structures that are still holding us back, that are not helping us to be empowered and fully stand in our own authenticity in the world, right, in our public life. And so the best that we can do here is to acknowledge any kind of early childhood memories or feelings or any kind of conditioning that's coming up right now in a very forceful way, and that wants to be processed and it wants to be transformed. And the best way to do that, of course, is by embracing it, by allowing it, and by accepting it. If we decide to squish it back down, we may experience that we're needing to work this opposition out with other people. We either may have some power struggles with people in our family, people we live with, or with people authority figures that we work with, or that are part of our career path. And so we might get confronted then with certain beliefs that we have, or with certain things that we're holding on to, or that things that we're suppressing inside of us, that may get reflected back to us through other people. So pay attention to that, because that just means that there's something that needs to be worked through inside you, and something needs to be come to the light, and that needs to be processed, and that needs to be transformed. We could definitely also experience a sense that we can free ourselves from any kind of energy blockages through that, and we're getting to loosen some of that conditioning that we've been brought up with, whether that has to do with any beliefs, or that it has to do with anything that we felt disempowered by in the past. And then we can create a healthier and more fulfilled relationship with ourselves, with our families, with the human family, and also in our public life and in our career life. Now, this opposition is also a culmination or fulfillment of what started in late 2007, early 2008. So if you think back to those dates, what has been started during that time for you, that's when Jupiter and Pluto were conjunct. And now that they're opposing each other, we're kind of seeing the fruits of our labor if we've done some of that work, if we've transformed our belief systems, if we've gone deeper with our experience and become more authentic, then we will see the fruits of our labors now. If we haven't been able to do that work, then now is the time with that opposition to really look at that and get really faced with that and see what do we still need to do, what work still needs to be done so that we feel completely empowered from within and also in the outside world. The other thing is that Venus also is stationing at the time of this new moon. So Venus is very exalted at that time, and it is conjuncting with Pluto. So there's a very clear message that love and passion and collaborating in a very powerful, authentic way with other people is the way for us to go to create a better future and to sustain our life in a powerful way. So what's really important, I would say, for this new moon is, with that Uranus placement and with that Venus placement is, remain open with your mind, remain open with your heart, and really see if you can be flexible and if you can be adaptable in your life and see if you can change how you've been doing things or how you've been thinking about things or how you've been experiencing things in your life in the past and just kind of keep an open mind and see how you can approach life in a new way and make changes that are necessary to make. And this will be very that will be very supportive and very powerful for this coming new moon. Now, if you have any personal planets or personal points in your birth chart that are in the degrees between 9 and 13 degrees of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, or Scorpio, then you will definitely feel this new moon more strongly. You will feel pulled into wanting to make these changes and wanting to empower yourself and wanting to, create better belief structures from within. But all of us are obviously feeling that somewhere in the chart. So if you're finding that you're having some difficulties with that Jupiter-Pluto opposition in these next couple of months, definitely feel free to reach out for a reading or for a coaching session with me, and I'm gonna guide you and support you as best as I can to help you work with these energies, with these very intense and life-changing energies that are occurring right now. Of course, last but not least, we want to talk about setting intentions, because this is always a great chance for us to go within during the time of the new moon, to get really quiet and to check in with our higher self or with our intuition to see what are some of the intentions I want to set for this coming lunar cycle. And the best times to do this time around is right after the new moon becomes exact on January 30th at 4:39 p.m. East Coast time in the US until January 31st at 11:45 a.m. in the morning. That's when the moon will go void, of course, so we want to avoid moon void, of course, phases. And then again, when the moon void, of course, ends at 10:45 p.m. on January 31st until the next day at 4:39 p.m. in the afternoon, which would be February 1st. So if you live in a different time zone than the East Coast time in the US, then feel free to plug in these times into the time zone converter that you can find when you Google it on the internet, and just plug in those time zones for New York time, and then plug in your own time zone that you live in, wherever that is, and then it will convert it very beautifully, and then you know when to set your intentions, when is the best time to do that. All right. Again, if you have any questions around that, of course, and this is too confusing, then please feel free to reach out and I'll be happy to support you with that. And feel free to reach out for support, readings, coaching, anything that you need. You can either email me at Sonja@AstrologerCoach.com. That's SONJA@AstrologerCoach.com. Or you can reach out via my website. And on my website, you can also, of course, see all the services that are available, all the online courses that are available for you, and also all the weekly forecasts. So if you want to stay connected via the weekly forecasts, you can also subscribe to them via FeedBurner on the page, on the blog page, that is astrologercoach.com/blog. Okay, so have a fantastic new moon, set powerful intentions, and I will be back in a couple of weeks. This is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis. Goodbye.